All right, how are you doing? Good morning, good people. Good morning, Uganda, wherever you are. Thank you very much for tuning in to Smart Means Business. This is your daily Kickstarter. We've got 22 minutes to the top of the hour, and we are still here to drive business and giving you business information as important as it is. Well, besides that, how about if you kickstart your day with investing in securities and bonds with the Zabo platform? You can easily invest by dialing *292# if you're an MTN subscriber, and then you follow the prompts. The markets do open at 8:15 a.m. and then they do close at 3:15 p.m. East African Standard Time, and then you can secure your future. It can't be more hard if you are using the Zabo platform. Use the platform to invest in the bonds and securities and grow your capital, and as well as growing your investment schemes. In that way, you're not only investing or you're not only saving, but you are saving for investment. That is Zabo, powered by Altex East Africa. All right. Now, besides that, this is Smart 24 TV, and we are here to drive your business, taking you through all the business information that really matters. And speaking of information that really matters, means that we give you all the details from the different perspectives of the business communities, live from the local world. We move you into the African context before we go global to understand what more is out there in the context of business. But just a quick one, you can follow us for more updates on our social media platforms. Facebook is Smart24TV Official, and our Instagram is Smart24_TV. The website is www.smart24.tv, and Twitter is Smart24TV. Well, we also have a website running, www.smart24.tv. You can definitely get more business reports and stories. Then for more programs and interviews that you've definitely missed, log into our YouTube channel. Please do remember to subscribe. We've got two running, Smart 24 TV Live and Smart 24 TV. There, we can definitely drive business bigger and better. All right, now let's head into the SMB international news at this particular moment. All right, now starting with the SMB international news, we head to Kenya Fuel, as the newly elected president, William Ruto, says that Kenya is open to buying fuel from Russia. Now, the president, William Ruto, has expressed willingness to purchase fuel from the Russians. This comes at a time when a number of nations, notably the United States, avoid engagement with Russia as a result of its invasion of Ukraine. Now, in an interview recently, President William Ruto hinted that he would be exploring all possibilities. Now, among the possibilities will increase that there will be an effort to rein in the increasing fuel prices that have put a lot of pressure on Kenyans since the fuel subsidy was discontinued. Now, looking at all the various options here, the other options that are available to the country, there is that East Africa would be a good option, but Kenya is what they are going to be focusing on. This is according to William Ruto. Now, on the other hand, he says that they are now going to move on to the agenda. Now, this agenda is to make sure that they have government-to-government relationships that will progressively begin the journey to bring the prices of fuel down in Kenya. Last week, we had a report regarding fuel subsidies in Kenya. They've not solved the problem of fuel crisis or fuel prices in any of the other countries. But when you look at it in the Ugandan perspective, though, the Ugandan president did say, and the Ministry of Finance, that a subsidy will just make things worse. Now, the president of Kenya furthermore continued by saying that in order to create a seamless financial framework that will better the lives of East Africans, Kenya will in turn cooperate closely with other nations in the region. And speaking of other nations in the region, there is also the oil-rich Uganda, as a matter of fact. Then there is also Tanzania in the picture, and also not forgetting the other countries, Rwanda, Burundi. And speaking of East Africa, we go even broad by looking at the East African community, that is the EAC bloc, that brings together 7 member states on the bloc. William Ruto is definitely a man who is currently still undergoing different nationwide visits. He first made that visit when he moved out of the country to go to bury Queen Elizabeth in the United Kingdom. He then went to the UN General Assembly. Now he's moving on swiftly to discuss more matters regarding bilateral relations that will benefit the people of Kenya. But then also one of the most important part is how the East African community will benefit from this one. Okay. Away from William Ruto and Kenya Fuel, now let's talk TikTok. This is a social media platform that has got many people tuned in every single hour. I think it is one of the most used platform, not only in Uganda, but world over. Speaking of Uganda, it only consumes a lot of data if you're to use it though. Now, the platform is likely to face a fine worth £27 million for failing to protect children. Now, TikTok could face a $27 million fine for failing to protect children's privacy when they're using this same platform. The United Kingdom's Information Commissioner's Office, ICO, found the video sharing platform may have processed the data of under 13s without appropriate consent. The watchdog said that the breach did happen over more than 2 years until July 2020, but that it did not yet draw final conclusions. Now, TikTok says that these disputes, amongst the other findings, are just provisional. Now, the Information Commissioner's Office in the United Kingdom has issued TikTok Incorporation and then TikTok Information Technologies UK Limited with a notice of intent, which is a legal document which precedes a potential fine. Now, this fine is worth £27 million. The notice sets out that the ICO, which is the Information Commissioner's Office in the UK, has provisions of a view that TikTok breached UK data protection law between May 2018 and July 2020. Now, the ICO investigation found that the social platform may have, one, processed the data of children under the age of 13 without appropriate parental consent, then two, failed to provide proper information to its users in a concise, transparent, and easily understood way. Then three, proceed special category data without legal grounds to do so. Now, according to Ofcom, 44% of 8 to 12-year-olds in the United Kingdom use TikTok. Now, despite it, the policies forbidding under 13s on the platform are yet to be regulated. Now, on the other hand, Information Commissioner John Edwards did reveal that they want children to be able to learn and experience the digital world, but with proper data privacy protections. TikTok has rolled out quite a number of features to strengthen the privacy and safety on the sites. Now, one of these also includes allowing parents to link their accounts to their children so that they monitor in a way of parental guidance. Now, also on the other hand, this will as well disable direct messaging for under 16s to protect these children who use the TikTok platform. And I believe this is something that can also be vital for the children that are using smartphones on the African continent. On the other hand, if you're to look at the government of Uganda, there are some of the discussions that are ongoing to officially restore Facebook or to fully restore Facebook in Uganda. These are some of the other discussions that are coming up in there. So you get to realize that also parental guidance or childhood protection is vital. If it wasn't that vital, TikTok wouldn't be facing a fine of £27 million. Huge sum of money in that space. One may argue that TikTok is in capacity of paying this one, but still, a fine is still a hint on a company of TikTok's stature. And when you look at companies abroad, they speak more about something to do with at least genuine. If you're more genuine, nothing beats that particular one, and you would definitely want to keep that in the public eye. That is exactly what we've been having for you today in the SMB International Updates. Okay, now away from the SMB International Outlets, now we head to the business tip of our morning. Business tip says always over deliver. If you want to ensure that customers buy from you again and again and they tell others about you, over-delivering is critical. It does not mean that you have to do something big that causes you to lose money. It can be something small to you, but maybe bigger for the customer. Over-delivering can be accomplished in quite different ways. How you see it is how you go hard for it. Now, speaking of over-delivering, I believe, on the other hand, for example, from the service sector, if I'm to drive it in this way, if I'm to drive this argument in this way, sometimes we take our clients as, let's say, just normal people, but you get to realize in the service sector, they will tell you your client or your customer is your boss. The reason also why it's like that, these other people are bringing in the money that is going to pay you, or these are the same people that are bringing in the money that is going to see your business grow. And so is this particular tip. Always over-deliver. You know, sometimes you get to realize that you are in a field that is quite competitive. The fields that we're in are quite competitive with the fact that there is always someone who's doing the same thing that you're doing, and in the long journey, maybe doing it even far better than you do. But how do you outcompete these people? Delivering. How do you out-deliver? You have to over-deliver. Make sure that you live beyond the expectations of someone. Make sure that you are new to the people that don't know you, or you're a new person every day. Sometimes you get to realize it's not even the bigger things that you're going to do. It is how you spice up the small to make sure that your clients feel appreciated, and to make sure that your clients feel that you are adding something onto the business that you're doing. So it is actually about delivering, but over-delivering is something that you should stick to. Make sure that you outcompete your competitors, but how do you do it? Always go beyond by not limiting yourself, because at the end of the day, the competition is really stiff. And how do you definitely benefit from this is to see that you are better than your other person. So always deliver more than expected. That way, people will definitely appreciate you and see that you are far different from the rest. And that is the business tip of this Tuesday morning, the 27th of September, 2022. How about our business quote of the day? This quote is coming in from Tim O'Reilly, who is the founder and CEO of O'Reilly Media. He says, money is like gasoline during a road trip. You don't want to run out of gas on your trip, but you're not doing a tour of gas stations. Well, one of my favorite quotes, I would say, because when you realize sometimes money is unessential, but then you're not going to run life focusing on only money. If I can break it in that way, however much we need it, there is a lot more that we need in life more than the money. Yes, we need the money. However much you're chasing the bag, as you wake up in the morning and you say, I'm going to chase that bag. But then remember, friendships are vital. Networking is vital. Building personality is vital. Character development is vital. Social networking, like I said, very vital. Certain things go beyond the money. Make sure that you're healthy, you're living life happily, not only because of the money, but because you have a different life that is far different from the money. Yes, you need the money, because money has to make sure that you transform yourself. It is this money that is going to fuel up you every single day. But then there are other things that are far better than the money that we always let go of once we see the money. But there are things that we need to strongly look at, and then you will see life changing for you and then the other individuals as well. So just like the tip says, it is more like gasoline. You do not want to run out of fuel, but then you're not making a tour of fuel stations or gas stations in a long journey. You're on a tour. You've gone to view different things. You've not gone to look for fuel stations because you know you're going to run out of fuel. If you run out of fuel, you definitely look for an alternative. But still, you always have to keep your gas intake and in check all the time to ensure that you are fueled up. So that is the same thing with money. However much we want to get money every single day, we want to have a lot of money every other day that we wake up. That is why we go out there to hustle hard to ensure that we get the money. But sometimes you realize some things are far beyond the money that we want to work for. However much we need it, we should not over prioritize it over the life that we have, for example, because it is the life that you have that will definitely give you the planning for you to get the money. And that is it for the business tip and the business quote of this morning. Well, after the break, will be returning at the top of the hour. Our discussions at the top of the hour will have the Coffee Court into the second hour of the show. And today's Coffee Court, we are looking at merging of parastatals. How about that? Stick around. This is your daily Kickstarter. Smart means business. The hashtag is SMB if you want to engage more on Twitter. I'm Joram Paul Sonko. We'll be right back.